Hi everyone, it's Amy from Curious Papaya, and today we have another free pattern roundup for you. When I shared my summer pattern roundup, a lot of you shared that you really wanted to see more amigurumi exclusive roundups, and so this is going to be just that. We have a little bit different of a background today because my work desk is actually a huge mess. That's usually where I like to film in front of. So for today's video, you get my colorful backgrounds. The first category we have today is animals. We're going to start off strong with my bat pattern, which also has a full-length YouTube tutorial right here. Last year, Juicy Couture rolled out their first yarn line and I was obsessed. While I was playing around with it, I thought they would make the perfect bats. They actually all sold out at my last market, which I was so grateful for. I did hold on to the black one just for myself. The next free Halloween themed pattern is my cat pattern. By the time that this video is released, this pattern won't have debuted yet, but you can snag it for free for my upcoming crochet along. 19 designers, including myself, are co-hosting a Halloween crochet along, and we would love for you to join. You're gonna get 19 free patterns out of that, and I'm excited for you to see all of our amazing designs for you. So I'm actually dressing up my daughter as Kiki from Kiki's Delivery Service, and so I was definitely inspired by Gigi the black cat. I will include the information below on my featured week and how you can snag it for free. The opposite of a cat is a dog. I could not help myself but to feature this adorable dog, Zero, if you guys are familiar with Nightmare Before Christmas. This is by Caroline by Sweet Oddity Crochet. I featured her a couple of different times before, and she is truly so skilled, and I love all of her spooky designs. Next, we have Hello Kitty in a witch costume by Sundo Attack. Next is Heckle the Crow by Sarah D. Crochet. Sarah's creations that she makes with sheepy stonewashed yarn are just so cute. Particularly, I really like the crocheted eyes on this one. I just feel like the little eye whites make it look so cartoony and really fun. In case you're wondering why I keep looking down, it's because I have my computer next to me and I am referring to it. Next is this bat by Little Raven Fiber Arts, and this is a pattern that is featured on Furls Crochet's website. I feel like it's super realistic. I love all of the details in the wings especially. Following suit with bats, we have another lovely little bat pattern. You can find this on Paintbox Yarn's website. This is definitely a more cutesy looking one, and I love how adorable it looks. Next up, we have a raven by I Crochet Things, and there's something about ravens and crows that really just remind me of the spooky season. I feel like they're very mysterious and intelligent. This would be the perfect Halloween decor. Next, we have Cat Misha by Tartarumis. The big jewel-like eyes are such a cute touch on this little kitty, and the hat adds so much character. Another black cat is a little bit of a chubbier one. I also think that the toe beans are so cute. Next, we have this pumpkin bear, also by Stringy Ding Ding, and this is definitely more on the cutesy side versus spooky, which I love. Next is this skeleton cat by Little Crochet Farm. She also has some really cute renditions of the same cat base as a mummy and also a Dracula. And lastly, for the animals is one that is a little bit unusual. This is probably your first time seeing a zombie unicorn, and this is by my good friend Pink Mouse Boutique. She specializes in designing really cute and tiny makes, and I feel like this is the perfect creepy and cute little gift. So I'm going to be editing this video, and I know you can't see the background, but my phone keeps on saying that my memory is full. I have my settings on where it offloads unused apps and it also sends everything to iCloud, but for some reason it keeps on cutting off my videos, and so I keep having to pause, transfer the clips I'm recording to my computer, and start the whole process over again. It is truly a headache, so I'm gonna try to go a little bit faster with this. Next in our Halloween crochet roundup is the category Miscellaneous. First up is a pattern, again by Stringy Ding Ding. I just can't get enough of her in this roundup. And this is her adorable scarecrow pattern. The little smile makes this adorable. Next is Da Grim Reaper. This is by Akapiko Botan. I hope I'm saying that right. I think the little scythe prop is really cute. And the whole headless thing, perfect. Spooky, love it. Next we have this Wednesday doll by Amigurumi Today, and I absolutely loved this Netflix series. I hope that they're coming out with another season. I wonder who else has watched it, so if you have, let me know. Along with that is the most perfect crochet hand I've ever seen, and this is Thing. This design is by Guichai Dolls. Next we have a Harry Potter wand, and this is by Crochetverse. Side note, I can finally share the news about it. I had the pleasure of designing a pattern for the new Harry Potter crochet book, and I'll pop a photo of that right here. So I'm a huge dog person, and I know that Fluffy is supposed to be this ferocious monster. I absolutely loved his appearance in the book and in the movie, and this was my little cuter rendition of what I imagined him looking like. There are tons of other amazing patterns in this book, and so if you want to check it out, it is available for pre-order now. Let's talk potion bottles. The first one is by Skein Spider, and she has a full YouTube tutorial here on it. I really love all of her spooky Halloween patterns, and she's also been featured in a previous roundup of mine as well. Another potion pattern is this mini potion bottle by Stitch by Faye. Stitch by Faye is also another crochet friend of mine, and I really love how simplistic her patterns are. My favorite part about this potion bottle is the little tie around it. It just makes it feel so authentic. Next is this crystal ball by Ollie Holly Crochet, and if you did not know, Abby from Ollie Holly Crochet and I co-hosted, I think, my second ever crochet along together way back in 2021, I want to say. That is actually where Gertrude the Grumpy Chick debuted, if you will. So I really do love Abby's patterns, no bias, and I feel like this crystal ball would actually make really cute earrings if you were to make it out of like micro crochet or something. Next is this eyeball pattern by Hooked On Patterns. I want to say that it's the spike stitch being used here. Correct me if I am wrong, but I think that adds such a realistic touch to the eyeball, the iris part, and the little red veins are a cute touch that you can go with or without. And for our next category, we have pumpkins. First up is my textured pumpkin. I know that there are lots of mindless pumpkin patterns already out there, so when I ventured out to design my own, I really wanted to make sure that it was something unique. This pattern, I will say, does require attention to detail, and it lets you practice a bunch of different kinds of stitches, which is my favorite part about it. I also used some of my hand-dyed yarn stash for this, and I just feel like this variegated yarn was so perfect for the project. Next is this granny stitch pumpkin pattern by MJ's Off the Hook. I felt like the color combinations she chose were beautiful. I feel like my brain just doesn't work like this, where I'm able to look at all of these fall muted colors and put them together well. Like, you can hand me the pastels, I can do that all day, but this is truly something I admire so much about MJ. Next up we have the Jack-o'-lantern stacked pumpkins by Winding Road Crochet. And next is this Tunisian crochet puffy pumpkin by Rafa Musa. I haven't personally tried Tunisian crochet just yet, but I have so much admiration for those who know how to do it. I feel like one of these days I am gonna try. Next is this adorable pumpkin man by Eliza's Crochet, and this plush pumpkin by Sultanova Toys. I do have a ton of chenille yarn sitting in my stash, and so I feel like making some plush pumpkins would work up super fast, so that's really rewarding. Our last pumpkin in this roundup is this mimic knit texture by Malu Knits. There's something so charming about simplistic design, and this is something that would be really cute for adding decor to your fall market table displays, or even the entryway to your house. The next category for our roundup is mushrooms. The very first mushroom pattern is by Storyland Ami. Holly was one of the very first crochet designers that I stumbled upon when I first started getting interested in this hobby, and I feel like she has such a signature style that when you see her creations, you just know, hey, that's Storyland Ami. This mushroom by Thorsby Cottage is probably my favorite that I have seen so far. I think that the little details, especially the combination of pink and brown, are really cute and whimsical. Next we have Jackie the Pirate by Kuke, and I actually made my own version for our crochet along that we hosted together last year. That actually got adopted first thing at my market last year. Side note, because of the way I'm gonna edit this, I know that you won't know how much time has passed by, but I kid you not, my phone keeps on shutting off every single 10 seconds saying that the memory's full and everything. So anyway, I just spent like an hour with their support trying to figure out what's going on. Fingers crossed I can get the rest of this roundup out for you. Moving on, the next mushroom pattern that I wanted to share with you all is this Mushroom Cutie by Vercadia. I really liked seeing both options in orange and red because it just reminded me of fall, and I feel like we need a little yellow one there too. The next mushroom is by Amigurumi To Go, and what I liked about this particular design is the little mushroom skirt that it has right here. That looked super cute. This is very cottagecore, and that wraps up our mushrooms. Next up we have food. The first one is this fluffy pumpkin pie. This is by Megan Q, and I don't know about you, but I love me a good slice of pie. The next is this pumpkin spice latte by Crochet Pink Pumpkin, which, if you did not know, Matilda runs a really awesome crochet podcast. I've had the pleasure of being a guest on her show twice now, and I shared a lot about the process of writing a book and how that opportunity came to be. You should go check that out. Next we have this candy corn pattern by Grace and Yarn. She also included a version of her pattern that has little faces on them, and I don't know what it is, but something about adding a cute face onto your amigurumi makes them an instant hit at markets. And next is this candy bar clutch by Twinkie Chan. This isn't completely amigurumi, but I feel like you could modify this, close it up instead of adding the little gap for the zipper. These would be the cutest little candy bar plushies ever. Moving on to monsters and creatures. The first pattern we have is the Zombie by Spin a Yarn Crochet. I really like how the eye pops out on this. That is just such a creative detail. Next is this adorable Frankenstein by Not Bad. Vincent was also one of the very first amigurumi designers that I discovered when I first picked up this craft. I love how cohesive all of his little plushies look, and the handheld size is my favorite size. Another equally adorable Frankenstein is by Supergurumi, and this one has a little bit more of a realistic look, but it's also still chibi. Next is this cute fuzzy monster pattern by Amigurumi. There's no eye on purpose. I love how you can make the eyes look different ways and the color work on these examples. And it's a very simple pattern, and there's so many ways you can customize it just by switching out different colors. Next is this no-sew spider. Crocheting spiders is one of my favorite things, and I actually have a giant spider pattern, but that is not a part of this free pattern roundup. So I had to include this one because I think the little curly legs are so adorable. I could see these being really popular at markets. And next, again by Eliza's Crochet, are these finger puppets. These are just so adorable. And imagine what if they were little toppers for your wine bottle or something? That's what I would want to modify mine into. And after all of that tech troubleshooting, I could honestly go for a glass right now. The next category is witches. Now, witches are obviously a staple for any Halloween celebration. And so the first pattern I have is Witch Alana by Greta Wings. The classic green skin and the fiery orange hair, a cute and classic combo. And I think the little details in the socks and the boots really elevate this design. Next are these witch gnomes by Jennifer Hayes Creations. And there is something that's just so classic about these designs. The double braids or the striped socks, something about it just makes me reminisce about all of the childhood Halloween decor I grew up seeing. Next up is another pattern from Supergurumi, and this is this adorable chibi witch. I feel like this little witch and his Frankenstein together would be so cute. Next is The Sisters, Ada and Kat by Galen. I love the hot pink hair, and the little kitten ears are so cute. We are now at our last category, and that is ghosts. The first two patterns are by yours truly. The first one is the glow-in-the-dark ghost, and this is a really quick, fun pattern that I designed last year. What's interesting about this pattern is that you do not actually stuff or close up the bottom of this ghost. You can place little color-changing tea lights underneath it, and when it's dark outside, they glow up, and I just love watching the magic happen. I was in charge of passing out the candy last year to our trick-or-treaters, and I had a little table display with these guys on it, and everyone wanted to like grab them. I got asked so many times like, oh, am I allowed to take one? And I'm like, oh no, I'm so sorry. No, it's just decor. Needless to say, they were a huge hit. The second free ghost pattern is Grayson the Ghost. I grew up loving Sanrio. I still do. Kurobi had a little ghost companion, and this was modeled after the Japanese teru teru. I thought it was so adorable. One thing I might try this year is maybe not closing up the bottom and leaving that open and slipping it over like little lollipops or something. But as you can see in this picture, I turned all of my little ghosties into an adorable little garland. I hang that up by our fireplace every spooky season. The next ghost is by Marisa Toys, and I think this is adorable with this happy face. And the last thing on our roundup is this cursed ghost from Animal Crossing. This is designed by Harry from Cotswold Crochet. If any of you are familiar with New Horizons, or I think he's there's a new leaf as well. Wisp the ghost will sometimes appear on your island if it's late at night, and basically when you talk to him, you'll scare his spirit into 5 different pieces, and you are responsible for fetching all of the pieces and returning them to them. Okay guys, we powered through it, and you know that I love putting these roundups together for you. Thank you for bearing with me despite all of our technical difficulties. From start to finish, I think I started filming this about 3.5 hours ago. It is the first week of September and we are full-fledged in fall mode at this time. I really don't want to keep you waiting any longer. Thank you for tuning in, and if you enjoyed this amigurumi roundup, please make sure to let me know. Be sure to subscribe to keep in touch and let me know what kind of roundups you'd like to see in the future. I'm also working on a couple of really fun amigurumi tutorials, and so stay tuned for that as well. Happy Halloween!